Now my name did the documents like this. Look at my documents.
But this land has always been my own land. I've known this land. I've had this land for a while now. It is mine.
Land dispute is as old as civilization itself. From building collapse to authorized demolition, boundary disputes and
This is Property Talk with WORIN Nigeria. This.
If you are tuned in, we are live on our Facebook page at WORIN Nigeria. We are live on our YouTube page at WORIN Nigeria. Once again, good afternoon. This is Property Talk brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. WORIN Nigeria is an acronym coined out from the phrase workers in the neighborhood. It's a platform that connects artisans and construction professionals with clients and individuals in the building industry. This program is always aired on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 Abuja at 12:30 every Monday. 12:30 every Monday. So I want to enjoy and encourage each and every one of you to stay tuned and enjoy this our insightful conversation. My name remains Engineer Gwede Phillips, and here with me this morning is Philip Olamide. Mr. Philip, you put engineer for that name now. You did wrong for the engineer. You did yeah, last week we have an intensive conversation, and artisans are angry about how engineers and site supervisors used to treat them, and we talked around the problem on site, the problem we are having on site, and this I want to say clearly to each and every one of us while we are discussing this is the problem we face on site is one of the reasons why we have poor construction and one of the reasons why we have building collapse. Because if everything is fine, everybody is doing what he or she ought to do on site, and everybody are working with the same synergy, you find that what you are building comes out well. Yes, I don't know, maybe you understand. If the plumber is not happy, if the electrician is not happy, know that the plumbing work may have issue in the construction work. Know that the electrical work can have issue in the construction work. And even if the engineer is even angry, you find that things might not go well. He might not give his full attention to the site. So today we're going to be continuing. So many people called us last week that we should discuss this same take deep this same conversation. We want to drive this deep. We want each and every one of us to be part of this conversation. Yes. As we're going to start the line, you can call in and be part of the program, part of the show is 081 3060 8527. 081 3060 8527. Last week we were talking about the problem we face on site. The problem we face on site. So if you are a client and you have a project that is ongoing and you are facing some problems, you can come and air your problem here and let's discuss about it. And if you are actually an engineer, a builder, a quantity surveyor, or you are a site person, a site professional, you please call in and be part of this show. Tell us what you're going through. Tell us your challenges. Tell us those things that you are facing on site. And of course, last week, the artisans, they bombard us from Nasarawa, from Karo, from Gwagwalada, from Lugbe, even a vendor called Mr. John from Lugbe, yes. And an artisan, the iron bender from Karo. We have a plumber from Gwagwalada, yes. And I think we have somebody from Giri, an electrician that called in. I want you to call in to the show and tell us what are those problems you are facing on site, and if you have sailed through them, you tell us how you're sailing through them, how you sail through them. But if you are still in that problem, you can put it on air. Let's discuss about it and see the better way to handle it. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm a site person. Yes, sir. And one of the problem that was cited last week was the problems and being how will I put, not being respected on site. Artists are not being respected on site. It actually is really bad because the tail end of constructions are the artisans. They are the one to make the dream, the project come true. So they must be happy. They have to be happy. They just have to be happy because you just have to give them incentive. You just have to treat them well. You know, this part of the world, we don't treat workers well. We don't treat workers well. We don't treat workers well. So if you're an artisan, you're an artisan, you're listening to us, you are a building engineer, you're listening to us, or you are a client, you're listening to us, you have a project, you have an ongoing project, you are listening to us, please, I want you to be part of this program. I want you to tell us what exactly you are facing on site. What are those challenges you are facing on site? We need to address them before it is too late. The number to reach us on is 081 30 608527. 081 30 608527. You can reach us and tell us about those problems you are actually going through. Let me share one or two problems. Let me start the conversation. Let me share one or two problems. Somebody's already calling. Let's pick. You're flashing. Please don't flash. Try and reach us. Try and reach us and be part of this program. The number to call once again is 081 30 608527. We have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Zainab. I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
Zainab, you're calling from Nasarawa State. Are you an engineer or you're an artisan or you are a client, you have a project, you're supervising? What's the challenge? What are the challenges you are facing on site or you faced back then when you are supervising a site? Hello? Shh, we lost the call. Please try and call back Zainab. Zainab, she's calling from Nasarawa. I think last 2 weeks we talked about how to encourage the female wing to come into the building industry. 3 weeks where we brought in female engineer. Whenever I hear the voice of a lady in the building industry, I'm always encouraged. Zainab, please try and call back. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Yaya. I'm calling from
You are Yaya?
My name is Yaya. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, Umar, what's your contribution?
I just want to greet you now and to greet everybody.
Thank you.
To this
Thank you.
radio.
Thank you, Umar. Thank you for being part of this show. Thank you for being part of this show. Umar, thank you for calling. We really appreciate. We want you to call in and tell us what are those problems, those practical problems you are facing on site. I think Mr. Ola, let me do a recap of what we have last week. Mr. Ola complained about artisans not being trying to follow drawings and instructions. They want to tell you, "Na me no pass." I've been in this on this field for more than a decade, for 2 decades, for 30 years, for 40 years. When did you come? When did you just come into the industry that you want to be commanding me, that you want to be telling me? So this is a big challenge, and that is one of the challenges that is happening in most of our sites. Everybody wants to claim right. Everybody wants to be the head. It's not being a leader. There are some people that are placed a leader ahead of you on site to supervise that site. It's not. It's just by chance. Let me put it that way. So if you find yourself in that shoe and you find that and a young engineer is supervising you, please give him that respect that accord him that respect that he deserves, and so that you can actually achieve what you want to achieve on site. Don't look down on any engineer. Either be an IT engineer. An engineer on IT, be a copper working on site, be whoever on site. As far as is tag an engineer or a site supervisor, you should accord him that respect that he needs. And if you find out that okay, what he's doing, he doesn't actually know more about it, you can draw his attention. That is why it is not only one profession that builds up the building, the construction industry. We have different professions, not only professions, even the artisans are part of the construction industry. So we should learn as much as possible to encourage the young engineer. Don't just talk them down. Don't just talk them down. Give them the respect that they actually deserve. And then somebody mentioned you cannot push an engineer out of a site as a client, or as you should give him a fair hearing, give him a room to be able to explore what he needs to explore, actually achieve what he needs to achieve on site. Don't struggle with your engineer on site. There are standard of construction, there are cost of material. I don't know, maybe you understand. So you can as well put somebody there to consult. That is why most of these projects, those government projects, there is always a consultant to oversee. I don't know, maybe you understand, to oversee what the engineer is doing. Any of those building material he goes for, you bring it to the site, you bring a consultant to check those materials to be sure that okay, it is what he quoted for and what you gave him money for that is actually using for the project. You don't need strangle, you don't need go and buy those stuff yourself if you don't have full idea about those materials. To be honest, it is one of the main things that is causing building collapse and building failure here and there. Some engineer will intentionally even keep quiet to see him use that product, use that material, so that it will definitely affect the building or the project at the end. As an engineer, if you see something like that, voice out, talk to the person. Some of them they are acting based on their past experience. Some of them they are acting based on what they've seen before, what they've went through in the hands of engineer or artisan as the case may be. But to be honest, it is very, very good that there should be proper site communication. I remember one of the sites I handle not too far from here, from Asokoro. The client said, I'm going to be the one buying the material. It's good. This is my supervision fee. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes, exactly. Buy the material, but I will tell you the specification of the material you are to use because of the nature of the job. And we tell them, buy this. They go, when they buy this, when it's not informed with what I look, and I know that it's not manageable, I have to advise. I don't know, maybe you understand. I have to tell them, sir, this will not work. If you use this is if you won't. Sometimes I have to even take biro and pen and do some design for them. Tell them the strength the strength of the material they bought and what it can actually do to the building or to the project at large. So it is very important that there should be communication on site. So what do you see to that, sir?
I think before I let out my suggestions around this thing, yes, I would want to ask you, since you've been around this site thing,
yes,
now what do you say about, because we know we're in a country where there is a larger population of people who are, I don't want to use the word poor, but not exactly rich and not doing well. So, and some of these people cannot really afford an engineer, to be candid. In fact, some of them cannot afford an architect to do some of this design. And then some of them just approach the artisans. Okay. So I want to know, you've been with artisans over 2 decades now in this particular profession. Have you seen, first my question is, have you seen artisans who truly by themselves have been able to, let's say, bring a project to reality, despite the fact that they are not architects, they are not engineers? Because, I've seen people, there was one mason at some point, he just brought out paper when the man told him he wanted to build the house, and the man, right in our presence, he did one map out, and the house came up.
Yeah, actually,
with your experiences with artisans.
Okay, I worked with a company back then in Lagos, where we were actually building a factory around Agbara, Koko. If you are going towards Badagry Lane, when we are building, I was attached as an engineer. I was attached to a man. He's our project manager. We call him PM, PMMA. So they used to call him engineer. So I thought he was actually an engineer. So he knows a lot. He taught me how to use the theodolite, how to use leveling instruments. He taught me how to use so many construction equipment, how to use them. He taught me how to use forklift. He taught me how to use one or two of those machines that we use on site. He is so good, and he can. How do I put it now? He understands drawing in and out. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. So I start working with him. He's my boss. So while we get talking, I find out that he just only had a trade test. I don't know, maybe you understand. But he has been long on site. He has been working with those white white, those Lebanese, he has been more than 35 years on site. So I want to say, I think the letter gave him is it how do they call it, an honorary degree. They gave him honorary degree in Lagos back then. What I just want to draw to your attention is that our regulation actually did not permit an artisan to oversee a project. I don't know, maybe you understand. And so whatever it may be, it is actually not too good. Most times when you want to erect a building and you want to erect probably a bungalow, even an ordinary mason can actually erect it, do whatever. But anything that exceed bungalow, that you have to come up with a first floor, second floor, reinforcement of first floor, second floor. Many of them actually did not understand. I was traveling to Port Harcourt some couple of days ago, and I was managing a site around Durumi, that's Apple, back of behind the Apple ShopRite, and I was supposed to meet with the because it was the owner of the property that said, I have an iron bender. So I don't want to, because my carpenter, they are almost done with their work. So I need to talk to the iron bender to know if he actually know what to do. And I brought the drawing, and before I started going here, he's already analyzing. I was so comfortable with the way the guy broke down how he's going to put his reinforcement. He's very sound. In short, I clapped for him. I don't know, maybe you understand. And I told him, okay, you can start. I will come back today. I will come and oversee what you are doing. And so far, they've been sending me video. He's doing well. I have to go and check before I will now call development control to come and check before we do the casting. What I'm trying to say here is that some artisans are actually good. Yeah, they are actually good. They are even more. They are better than some engineers. Why? Because of their experience on site. So I don't want to rule that out. They are actually good. Some artisans, I've worked with some artisans that I sometimes leave the site for them. They know how to set out. They know how to do. They know how to do those basics. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. But when it comes to structural, you don't play with them. Foundation, you come, you oversee. Even though they are good, you can still come and check. Yes. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. And check. Even an engineer on site, consultant still comes to check. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. I'm an engineer on site. Development control engineer also will still come to check our reinforcement, check before we proceed with any work. So there is a room for double checking. So, but I would say you cannot hand over a complex site to an artisan to build, no matter what. Anybody that has money to build should have money to employ a professional, an engineer, to oversee his or her job. Okay.
Okay, so I think that really answers. I will not say much around that area, since you can at least some of this, you've asserted that some of these artisans are. So, but my take on this issue of artisans, engineers, and project manager, I feel first it's a personal character issue, because I don't see why an engineer would go to a site and then you meet an artisan who is equally good. I wouldn't say equally good, who is good and knows his craft, and then you as an engineer, because you feel you want to be the leader on the site, you want to lord every opinion over them. We've seen leaders that have asked for opinions, and then the subordinates have as well respected them still. So I believe as an engineer, when you're on site and you have artisans who are good, I think that's the idea of formats. Okay. You can have the best artisans should lead other artisans. Okay,
let me say this. When you are to start a site, you have site meeting. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. You are starting with the iron men, you go there, give them their bar bedding schedule, give them their materials they are going to use, tell them how they are going to cut the iron, give them everything. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. Okay, now tell them, this is the drawing, what do you see? This is what I think about it. This is what, there may be error on the drawings, there may be this is what I think, this is what everybody will now sample the idea. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. You will now check properly. The truth is, there are so many ways to achieve a goal. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. You hear them, the fast, cheapest and simplest way to achieve a job is what I look for whenever I'm on site. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes, so I will call them, sample their idea, tell them what I want, everybody comes together, and before you know, they execute one or two. So it is not only the engineer. Sometimes when you are building, you might not even see. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yeah.
In short, no matter how good a writer is, after writing, you must give somebody to do what to proofread it. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Exactly.
To check through, to check through for you. So as an engineer too on site, let somebody checkmate you. You can let one or two, tell them what you want to do. You can omit one or two, and sometimes most of those omissions are quite expensive. So while you are going, you are having a meeting on each stage, you share ideas, share thoughts together, and approach. When you have an agreement, everybody hands will be on deck. So you don't take decision yourself on site. Let me put it that way. You don't take, even though you are the leader on site, you just put everybody, let everybody have an agreement. Even Bible talk and can two work together except they agree. You must have an agreement with that person. Oh, it work, right? I've done there was an overhead tank an engineer wants to construct. So he was trying to manage material. So my iron bender welder saw the work ongoing. He said, engineer, this thing will not work. So I work with the engineer. This thing, how many liter of tank you want to put? He said, I want to put 6,000. I said, this thing will not carry 6,000. If you use this steel section, it will not go well. It will actually not work well. Why don't you use this? Why? The guy said, no, it will work. Our site is just closed. When he was arguing with that, I just asked, we leave. They did it. They load it right in front of us. The man was there. They've not even started. The owner have not even moved in. They load water to test run if there's any leakage and all that. The stuff came down, fell on the building, and spoiled a lot of things. So I walk. He wanted running. The security man heard him there. And they said, I told you this thing will not work. I told you. So when the man came, the owner of the building, we checked the quotation and checked all. What he quoted for was what we told him that this will work. That is to say, he knows what he's doing. He's just trying to manage cost and being greedy. So being greedy on site is not too good. Being greedy on site is not actually too good. We've heard of a scenario where somebody just went somewhere and they said, okay, there's a lintel, there is iron inside. Whereas there is no iron. He casted everything. There was no iron inside. And you collected money for iron. There's even a case whereby the person put bamboo as reinforcement. That's wickedness. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. That's wickedness. Yes. That's wickedness. So please, please let me throw this number out once again before you come in again. If you want to be part of this show, you want to be part of this program, we want to hear you, we want to hear your contribution, or we want to hear those problems you are facing on site. The number to call in is 08130608527. I repeat, 08130608527. Please, we want to hear you call in and contribute to the show. You can go on.
So, but do you think the development agencies are doing enough around these things? And also, what do you think about introducing whistleblowing into construction? We have a call.
Hold on. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where you're calling from? Please, if you're calling in, try and stay away from your from your radio set, or bring down the volume of your radio set. Hello. Hello. Oh, we lost this call. All right. You're saying something. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm saying, do you think development agencies are doing enough around? Because you can imagine someone constructing, having casting without using bamboo. And then, what do you think about the idea of whistleblowing in construction industry? As an engineer, when you see that the structure does not do well, is it okay for you to call the attention of, even when it's not something that concerns you?
I think it will go a long way. There should be several methods to check on people, to check on construction work on site. Some people are just heartless. Some people are they just do things shabbily. I went to a site and I was using hand to break the concrete, not blocks. I was using bare hand and just doing everything. Everything is just falling out. I just wonder what kind of mixing ratio they use.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe you understand, or what kind of material they use. Some people are just, and you having it in mind that people are going to stay there. People are going to live in there. Anything can happen. See, in construction, safety first.
Yes.
In construction, the watchword is safety first.
Over aesthetics.
Safety first. So, but some people are just too extremely greedy. You, I don't know. And even some clients too, because it's not ours, it's for rent. Just buy anyhow material.
Yes.
See, within a short period of time, when you want to come back for renovation, you will normally a house is designed to last within 10 and 20 years before renovation.
Wow.
So when any of those materials you are buying, any of those doors you are buying, any of those things, we should be able to last that period of time before you can think of, let me do 1 or 2 renovations. I don't know, maybe you understand. Let me do 1 or 2 renovations. But you just want to manage material. Because it's a rented apartment, just buy 1 or 2 things. Just do it shabbily. But I want to tell you, you will come back to come and do maintenance, and you will pay more.
Yes.
So why don't you just close your eyes? Sometimes the difference in the ratio, the mixing ratio, is just a bag of cement. Sometimes the difference in the mixing ratio is just 2 or 3 bags of cement. So because of that 2-3 bag of cement, you will I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
Those work we actually did when we called the engineer, why will you do? He said the owner don't want to pay, the owner don't want to do the owner said he did not tell me, and they were all putting blame on each other. We have to remove all the old concrete and recast the old beams and columns. So it costs him more. We have to buy another material. We have to do so many things. Pay the cost of breaking down and all that. So the cost of remedy and maintenance is quite. So why don't you just close your eye and do the needful? You said something earlier that the required agency, are they actually doing? They're trying. Let me put it that way. You find out that there are more eyes in town. When you are building in Asokoro, building in Gusape, there are more eyes compared to the satellites. Some people will even start building without even consulting the FCD. It's when they are going for their normal site inspection and begin to go around before they see one, or before they start marking, draw your attention. And some people don't. The mentality of if they come, give them something. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
The mentality, give them. There should be sanctions.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe you understand.
Sanctions.
The engineer should be held responsible. When you are not following due process, you should be held responsible. In a site, in an estate, you can't go there and start building. You can't go there when you buy, even though you are the one that bought the land. When you want to go, the estate people must supervise what you are doing. And that is what it is. The number to call in is 08130608527. The number to call in is 08130608527. All right. Somebody mentioned last week that sometimes engineers have to they will quote and come back, tell the vendor not to take instead of 2,000, bring 1,800. They do all that. See, most times on site, I just have this in mind. I know some people they have this phobia. Anytime they find out something, they are always, sometimes you have to overlook something.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe sometimes you have to create. That is where contingency comes in. You create contingency in whatever you are doing. If I'm doing a job and I know, okay, this job, this is the iron, this job, hold on, we have a call. Please call in. Don't flash, please. If I know that, okay, this thing cost 20,000 naira and I need it to do a job, and I'll call the mason or whoever that job is for. Hey, this thing is this thing quote for me. When he quotes, if he quotes something like 22, 25, I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes. I can it's good. I can oversee so that it will prompt him to do whatever he needs to do. So that is where contingency comes in. You just factor 1 or 2 allowance for people so that they can do what they need to do on time.
Yes, on time.
I don't know, maybe you understand. And when somebody knows, okay, I have 1 naira in this, they go fast, they do what they need to do but in the place whereby you gave him 20 for this, he now start looking for the one for 15,000 and all that. That is where the challenge comes. The problem is even coming not only from the client, from the engineer, from the artisan, from whoever that wants to procure, because everybody wants to when there is too much of greed in whatsoever you are doing, it becomes a problem. It becomes actually a problem. I see a scenario whereby the client will tell an artisan to be supervising, putting eyes on the engineer, call security, putting eyes on the engineer. It makes the engineer to lose respect. Sometimes when the engineer will tell that person, because he knows the client, I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
You see, that is Uyibo will create hierarchy. They know what thing they do. I don't know, maybe you understand. The people that created hierarchy in a business environment, in a company, they know what they are doing, so that there can be law and order. I don't know, maybe you understand. So on site there should be synergy. There should be law and order. There should be somebody to oversee the project. And so when you are putting an artisan ahead of an engineer, the engineer actually don't have a say. It's something wrong. Totally wrong. So it's the problems on site are many. I think so many artisans called last week. We're still looking forward for a client to call. You have a project and you are facing that problem. An engineer.
To know what they actually really, because from the engineer's perspective,
yes,
it's usually around their claim is, or the claim is, insolence from artisans. When artisans do subordinations, they don't want to agree or obey. And we know that these things are because and the truth is, when you look at artisans, you can't exactly tell. There is no exact institution that actually, I know there are institutions that give trade test and whatever, but you still realize that there's usually no formal whatever that qualifies an artisan.
Yes, there are. It's just that we're not taking. That's where trade test certificate. Actually.
So, but you know that unlike in the engineering training that we've had, we know that we've grown by character and also by learning. And sometimes you jeopardize your certificate when there is
when you
professional misconduct. So we are exactly conscious of that fact that by the time you misbehave, and you are going to jeopardize a particular certification, and there's an expectation on you as an engineer that by character, by professional conduct, you do well. But unlike artisan, where do you pin them to?
All right. That is why we are here.
Yes,
that is why WORIN is here, so that we can give you a well vetted artisans that are well cultured, and the Yoruba adage we said they are needle with thread. Under, they don't have anywhere to go. They're already pinned. They have their guarantor, and they are well vetted. So when we give you our artisans from our platform, they are actually vetted. They can't come and misbehave, and you get value for your money. And then on the other hand, I want to cite this scenario that happened, I think some couple of years back in Gwarinpa. There's a friend of mine that called me to his site and said, okay, can you come and we want to do some casting, come and see this, come and see. So I had to go and meet with him. So when I got there, he negotiated with those guys, those concrete guys. They call them manwaka. So he said, okay, this job, I know vividly what he collected because I was there when he was discussing with the man. He collected, I think, if I could remember, he collected almost 500. He quoted for about 500 and something. The man removed some money from it, and I think 400 and something. So when he spoke with those guys said they are going to do it, I think 180. 180,000 naira.
The manwaka guys.
The manwaka guys. So he now said, okay, no problem. He now contracted it to those guys. Wow. When he contracted it, he said he was expecting those guys to work from around 7 to probably around 2, 3, and the work would be done. But those guys, they started very early. Before 12, they're already done with the job. So he was upset. Why would they finish this job? This job na small job. He will not pay them what? He has agreed that he will not pay them more than 120, more than one. I want to tell you, I went to buy something while they were doing those arguments. When I came back, as I was running, I was hearing shout on the site. I ran back to the site and find out that my colleague's head is in the mixing, in the concrete machine. Those manwaka, those guys, They hold him tight. They want to kill him. His nose everywhere. Concrete was coming. I will start begging. I will transfer. I will be the one to pay. Before they allowed him out, they messed him up. They beat him. Some are flogging him stick from behind. I don't know. Maybe you understand. And I was looking at it. I actually did not blame those guys.
Because
180,000 naira, and you've gained almost 300,000 naira on it. You want to deduct your money, and why? On how much you want to deduct? The money is spent in the hospital to get himself.
after breathing in concrete.
So it's how greed some engineer can be. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
Those are problems on site. I've been while we were starting CRD Lugbe, they're doing one concrete work. The engineer I was working for is a senior engineer, refused to pay those guys. You know what happened? The concrete is not set yet. That was where I get to know that when they mix concrete and you mix soap in water and pour it on concrete, the concrete will not set on time. I've been hearing that, but that practically when the man refused to call, they were calling the man refused to come. Those are things that mix soap in the water and pour on the old fresh concrete. The concrete refused to set. We have to remove all the reform work, restart the old stuff again. Why? Because somebody every laborer are worthy of their wages.
Yes, sir.
When you treat them well, when you give them their money at when due, your job will actually come out well. Your job as an engineer, if you're listening to us, there are some attitude that some of us as an engineer possess that are uncalled for.
True.
It's so deep that we have to. Our time is fast spent, Mr. Ola. What do you have to say to this before we draw the curtain close?
No, with that story you told me, I think
So please.
I think engineers need to be more responsible. You need to act as a leader truly to artisans on site. Very important. Make sure they are happy.
In short, if those artisans are happy, we have a caller already. Hello. Please, can you bring down or stay away from your radio set, or bring down the volume. Okay, please. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right. You can actually call in. Later. We can have any of your contribution, and we're still going to continue this because we're actually going to bring an engineer and an artisan live on apart from me live on the radio, so that we discuss this intensively. Everybody see those problems and find a better way to handle them. Better way. I would want to say we engineers are the receiving end. We are receiving from the clients. We are receiving from the artisan. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
And receiving from vendor. So as an engineer, you have to be well articulated and very, very diplomatic in whatsoever you are doing on site. I don't know, maybe you understand. Call a spade, and don't be too greedy whenever you are doing something on site, most especially when money is involved, the integrity of material that you are buying is involved. Mr. Ola, I want you to say something before we draw the curtain close.
Just like I started saying earlier, just as an engineer, you have to be responsible. Yes, for the fact that you are a leader on the site, you need to exhibit those characters as a leader. Try to, as little as giving them a tip off. When you see an artisan doing well, give him a tip off. Like, tip him, add something more to his money. It encourages him and build relationship with those artisans. New, old, you're the learned person on the site. You are not expected to behave like a tout on the site as well. You shouldn't be throwing blows with artisans. They are going to beat you up, apparently. They have a way of, I know they have a way of grouping with each other.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Before you know, artisan that you brought just now and the other one, they are friends already, and before you know, they are all like, so the best thing is to act as a leader. It's very important. Thank you, sir. What is it?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Engineer Ola. Thank you, Engineer Phillips. Thank you very much. And we want to say this, that it is very important that we work with same energy on site to achieve purpose on site. Because if we're working on same platform, same understanding, friendly,
Yes.
we get things right on site. So please, if you are having those issues on site, and because our time is fast spent, and you want somebody to confine in and you want us to discuss about it, this conversation continues offline on all our social media handles. We are at WORIN Nigeria on all our social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. If you need a professional in the building industry, you need an artisan, we are your plug. Just as I said, if you want a very articulated artisan, well-mannered artisan, please reach out to us as an engineer, reach out to us as a client. We will definitely get you when at when due. We are also a plug for your property purchase, property sales. We are also plug for facility management. If you actually want to buy property, you actually want to sell your property, please try and reach out to us. We can help you market, sell your property, and at the same time, we can actually get you a property of your choice. Please let's pick this call for the last this call. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where you're calling from, sir?
I'm calling from. I do plumber work for a living.
Oh, that's nice.
Don't have much your contribution about. I really appreciate the way people are doing this program.
Okay.
And I would like to come close to you because I'm an artist and I just came into Abuja. Come on.
All right. Please, after the show, send me a message, your name, what you do, and your location. I will reach out to you as when due. Thank you. Thank you for calling in. As I said earlier, this conversation continue offline. If you have not followed us on all our social media handle, please try and follow us. This program is streamed live on our YouTube page and our Facebook page. Follow us on WORIN Nigeria. WORIN is spelled WORIN. WORIN Nigeria. Just follow us and you'll be part of our conversation, and you can reach us for any inquiry. You can reach us on our WhatsApp line. Our WhatsApp line is 09077481210. 09077481210. And our call line, you can reach us direct on 08130608527. I repeat, 08130608527. We're going to draw the curtain close on today's show. This show continues same time, same station, 107.7 Armed Forces Radio every 12:30 every Mondays. So you can actually be part of this conversation next Monday. So please stay tuned and God bless you.
This land is mine. It's not yours. Look at my documents here to prove that it is mine.
This land is not your own, no. Oga, you better go and look for your own land. See my own document.